Hey everyone, it is Chaz Thomas with the Life Inspired Podcast. How's everybody doing today? I was out earlier um, on a swing. I was taking a swing. Hadn't been on a swing in years, but it felt good. I mean, I was walking past the park. No one was there, and I said, you know what? Why don't I go sit on a swing? Hadn't did that in years, and it felt good. I mean, the weather was decent, nice little breeze, but it felt really good just to reflect on the swing and talk about some things, mainly about walking. Again, my whole thing right now is encouraging everyone and to get into some type of fitness. Mine is walking. It's good for everything. I mean, I talked to my doctor about it. Again, I had been battling with high blood pressure back and forth, and he suggested, if you don't like running or bicycling, or just walk, walk for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, just walk. It'll lower your blood pressure. It'll help with diabetes and any other type of illness you may have. It definitely help with stress release because it's activity for the heart. Anything that's going to strengthen the heart is good. It's good for you. So since I've been doing that and seeing the results, I've been just letting everybody know, hey, it works. Well, at least it's working for me. And for my other brothers and sisters out there, who are mature and dealing with, certain illnesses, instead of taking 8, 9, 10 pills, especially for your blood pressure, walk. Do some type of low impact exercise like walking. Drink more water. Eat better. Stay away from fried foods. I'm not saying 100% of the time, but if you're going to eat fried foods, how about once a week? Okay, everything in moderation, right? If you're going to eat sweets, once a week. Everything in moderation. And you really don't need this stuff. We really don't need it. We just like the taste of it. So find other things that taste good. Fruit, vegetables, you know, even some fruits, you gotta again eat in moderation. That's that's the name of the game. Everything in moderation. And you start feeling better, you'll start thinking clearer, you start making better decisions, and you'll see it, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time to feel a difference. It might even take a couple of weeks. I know with me, I start feeling a difference in about 2 to 3 weeks. I start sleeping better. Rest, you need to get rest. Things we take for granted. It's the little things in life that we take for granted that is so important, and then develop a routine. Develop, make it a habit, you know. It's about discipline. It's about discipline. I mean, I tell everybody, if it's something you really want to do, you'll find a way to do it. You will find a way to do it. And once you start seeing the results of things, then you're motivated to continue to do it because, man, I am losing weight. My blood pressure is going down. You know, my sugar isn't as high as it used to be. You'll see the slight changes, but you got to start. You got to start doing it, folks. You know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to my true friends out there. You got to start doing something. I have friends who've never gone to get a checkup, who've never gone to the doctor, and that's unheard of to me. I go to the doctor sometimes twice, 3 times a year because I want to know what's going on with my body. I want to head it off. Whatever it is, I want to head it off. You know, being proactive, especially when it comes to your health. Be proactive with that. Don't take health for granted. Please don't. You know, deep breathing, meditation, all that stuff, all that little stuff we hear about all the time, and it's simple. Most cases it's free to do. The only thing it's going to cost you is discipline. Find time to do it. If I always say, if you don't have 10 minutes to dedicate it to yourself and to your health and well-being, then you're doing something really, really wrong. Some people rather worry and stress over something instead of being still somewhere and praying on it and just thanking God, being grateful. Yeah, you're going through a bad time now, but be grateful it ain't worse. And I'm telling you, I was thinking about this earlier and I meant to talk about it, that you ever notice when you're in a situation, well, at least this has happened with me, you're in a situation and if you just leave it alone, it works itself out. That ever happened to you? It works itself out. It's almost like your body. If you scratch yourself, you scratch your arm, if you get a cut on your body, it will heal itself. It will heal itself. You might put some ointment or disinfectant on it, but it will heal itself. It's the same thing with problems and issues in your life. Do what you can about it, but then let it heal itself. Let it work itself out. Stop making it worse. You know how even with a scab, you keep picking at it, it'll never heal. It'll never get better. Same thing with your problems in life. If you keep trying to mess with it and make it better, sometimes you end up making it worse. Best thing you can do is sit down, be still, pray on it, meditate on it, and let it work itself out. Let it work itself out. It's really that simple. And I've come to this conclusion. I come on here, if nothing else, it's just to encourage someone who took a moment, who took a couple of minutes to listen to whatever I'm talking about, to inspire them, to spark something in their life that, you know what, Chaz has a point there. Why don't I be still? Why don't I meditate? Why don't I do deep breathing exercises? Why don't I go get a checkup? Sometimes we need to be reminded because life is moving so fast in our lives sometimes that we don't take the time to really use common sense, and most times we take things for granted, but do things on purpose. Again, your health, take care of it on purpose. Okay? And then you'll find once you start to eat better, once you start to rest better, you will start thinking clearly. You'll start making better choices in life. And it won't be as complicated. Sometimes we have the habit of complicating our own lives. Yeah, by the choices we make. We can't really blame people for things that happen to us in most cases, because it's a choice we made somewhere down the line. We made a choice, and now these are the consequences. The people you're with, you choose to be with these people. The jobs you have, your circumstances. Sometimes we make a choice, and we have to deal with the choices we make. Let's make better decisions, folks. Let's make smarter decisions. Think about it before you do it. I used to tell my sons all the time when they were younger, and when you're young, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make bad choices, but I at least tell them take a couple of minutes before you do anything. Think about the consequences. It's about what you're gonna do. Can you deal with the consequences? Can you deal with the consequences? And most times you'll think about it for a couple of minutes and say, you know what? Nah, it's not worth it. And walk away from it. But it's all about your attitude. You got to have the right attitude about life. You got to have the right attitude about the situations you're making. You got to have the right attitude, the right energy, the right frequency, the right spirit, right? And you will attract what you are. You will attract better choices. You would attract better energy and frequencies. You will attract that. But first, you have to decide. You have to decide, I want to do better. I want to be better. You know, you have to make that decision. And only you can make that decision for you. No one else. No one else can make that decision for you. I've made a lot of choices in my life. Most of them good, some not so good. But there was always consequences. And if you're smart, you learn from your consequences. There's always a lesson there. It's a lesson in that blessing, or is there a blessing in a lesson? One of the two, but you got to make that decision. I'm talking to you. You know who you are. I forgot your name, but you know who you are. You know your name. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not going to fuss at you. I'm not going to scream and yell at you, because that's not going to do any good. But I am going to talk to you in a calm way, right? Make better choices. Think about your decisions before you make them. Never make a decision based on emotions, right? Step back. Take a deep breath. Think about it. Then make a choice. Then make a decision. It's all about making better choices, better decisions, right? But it's also about you are in control. You are in control of your consequences, right? And it's important too, those of you who have children, or even people who live with you or live around you, always remember somebody is watching you. You may not know it, but people are taking notes and picking up, and you're being an example to someone else. So if they're seeing you crash out and burn, what do you think they're going to do? Especially with young people. They're going to crash out and burn because they see you crash out and burn. But if you teach them from your example on how to make better decisions, how to be smart about things, how to be calm about things, don't be so excited, don't be so angry all the time. You see them react the same way. It's no reason in the world why you should wake up angry and go to bed angry. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Why? Why are you going to do that to yourself? Right? Woosah. Woosah. Right? Think about it. Try it. Try it. Don't knock it till you try it. A lot of people say, oh man, that stuff don't work. Or that might just work for you. Well, how do you know it won't work for you unless you try it? Don't tell me it won't work for you unless you try it first. Right? Things don't always go your way. But if you put thought to things, they may go your way a little bit more often than not. Right? And the one thing you don't want to do is force people into decisions or force people into your decisions.